Going on to you Libras out here. You have the Page of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and you Libras have the King of Wands. That's interesting. Honestly, there's a sense of you Libras, right? Page of Swords, right? Eight of Pentacles, King of Wands. There's a sense of you Libras feeling like you don't want to have to tell somebody to stick it where the sun don't shine. There's a sense of you Libras feeling like not exhausted, but it's like you don't want to have to like deal with dysfunctional people all the time. There's a sense of you Libras just tired of having to deal with emotionally illiterate individuals. Every time they have a chance to actually get to know you, here they are just scraping the bottom of the barrel by going off and talking to somebody else that is nowhere near who you are or the quality of who you Libras actually are. So it's this sense of them giving you a whole lot of trouble, but what you're getting in return on that return is nowhere near what it is that you Libras give or can offer at all. I've talked about this before that, regardless of what all the zodiac signs are changing. A lot of people don't think that the zodiac signs evolve over time, but they actually do. A lot of you Libras went from being shallow, low-key disrespectful, not really wanting to know anything about spirituality, just totally uninvolved, to now actually caring about yourselves, other people, letting people be able to know that you care for them, being intimate in a sense of knowing how to be close with them, showing them love, actually being able to be transparent. And so because of that, right, there's a sense of you've learned how to do it. But when you look at how other people move, you see certain elements of yourself where you didn't necessarily know how to actually be deep, or not even try to be deep, but care. You see some of that same elements where you see it in some people where they're trying to be as dysfunctional as possible, and you Libras are not down with it. But then you have the King of Wands, and they're trying hard to be dysfunctional. They're trying hard, they're trying very hard. The King of Wands, the King of Pentacles, you Libras will try to speak to some people and they don't have common sense. They're not using their common sense. You Libras will speak to some people, try to get to know them, even if it's friendship, even if it's romance. They're so caught up in the rhetoric of what's going on the internet, not trying to go 50-50, trying to do the mental gymnastics to get everybody else to pay everything for them, but then turn around and talk about how much money they have. So then pay for it. If you talk so much about how much money you have, you're going to have to actually show people to a certain extent what you're talking about. Give people an idea, show them something. And the situation for you Libras is yet again the King of Wands. It's this reassurance of, see, this is why it is that you Libras will hang out with whom you choose to hang out with, whom you vet. And this is why you Libras feel right? You have the Knight of Wands. This is why you Libras are so justified in moving the way that you move, because there's a sense of you Libras feeling like this is not about other people. This is about you, in the sense that you Libras want to actually get to know who the person is. You want to get to know their intention. And if they don't have the best of intentions for you, then they need to get away from you. Because you Libras are not really going to take them seriously, and you're not really going to like them because of real reasons. They're untrustworthy. Who they represent is not who they actually are. Their character is off. And then you have the High Priestess and the Two of Swords. What you have, my dear Libras, is people trying to essentially impress you, appease you. And some of you Libras will be able to see around this time, to sniff out a lot of those people are capping. Like here you Libras are trying to get to know them, and they capping. They're not actually representing themselves the way that they should be. It's clear, concise, straightforward about who they are. And if another person doesn't like it, it's no problem. Just leave them alone. No, they want to represent themselves like they're super cool, but the super coolness, they're trying too hard in that. And you Libras can see it now. Because that's not who you Libras are anymore. You Libras used to be that way, but not anymore. See, the problem that I used to have with Libras is the fact that it just seemed like Libra didn't care about anything. It's like, how you going to be in a relationship with somebody and you don't care about them? You don't care about anything other than yourself. But now I can see the growth in Libras to where y'all actually, you denounce that, a lot of you Libras. You Libras are not about that anymore. And you see other people trying to make that same mistake with you because they are confusing, or they are conflating selfishness with charisma, and those two things don't necessarily mix. Then you have the Strength card, the Eight of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. And these three cards represent how you can really break people down, as far as say things to some people that would really end up messing them up, because you're a lot more perceptive now. But a lot of you Libras are choosing to be quiet because you know, Queen of Swords, there's a lot of people who are very apprehensive. If you start telling the truth about them, they're going to essentially, not obviously they're not going to like it, but their ego is going to be involved. You'll get their ego involved. You'll get their ego upset because you're not supposed to actually see it. You're not supposed to actually see the dysfunction. You're not supposed to actually see the dysfunction, let alone call the dysfunction out. So if you were to ever do that, you Libras know that that may not necessarily be the best way to go, because for some of you, and the rest of you, you shouldn't do it. I don't suggest that you do that, because when it doesn't matter how stupid a delusion is, if you take away a person's ego, the majority of the times they will go, if you take away a person's ego, the majority of the times they will stop at nothing. They will do anything to try to bring you down, because their ego is everything to them. The facade, the character, the false character that they built up is everything to them. And this is the thing that you Libras want to stay away from, is essentially having to say anything more, especially if it's perceptive, about who the person is trying to act like they are trying to be. So let's clarify the Queen of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune, Nine of Cups, Emperor, Empress, Ten of Swords. So yet again, the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Cups it speaks to how you Libras have turned things around for yourselves in a good way, where now you have to kind of almost feel compassion for somebody else who's fronting to be something or someone that they're not. They'll try to make it seem like, especially when you're dating them, they'll try to make it seem like they got it all figured out when they don't. And that time and experience creates confidence. It helps build confidence, because you need to go through something in order for you to know that you can actually, if you're actually capable of doing it, because you've had to actually do it before. And see, the Emperor and the Empress right here, right, speaks to how it's going to take a person that actually really gets to know you, because you're not just shallow. You know, it's exactly like Will Smith in the first episode of the Prince of Bel-Air, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where, you know, Uncle Banks misconstrued him, misunderstood him, and thought that he was just a street kid until he started playing on the piano. Will Smith is a Libra. I don't know if y'all knew that, but Will Smith is a Libra. The list goes on and on and on and on and on about Libras, right? Will Smith, who else? Charles Oliveira, the first strawweight is a Libra. I forgot her name. The Cookie Monster, they used to call her nickname. Carla Esparza. She's a Libra. Point is that I'm making is that there's a lot more to who you actually are. You can actually express yourself honestly now. And back then you weren't able to do that. And see, the Ten of Swords, they're not willing to do that. A lot of people are not willing to do that. And so it's this sense of you Libras wanting authenticity, especially if they're going to be being around you. They will approach you Libras like they are accustomed to this and they are accustomed to that. But let me show you how much of a fake character that they have built for themselves to be able to bag you. They'll make it seem as if like they are accustomed to this and accustomed to that. But you Libras found out that as you got to know these people more, or maybe you're getting to know them currently, as you get to know these people, or maybe you found out a little bit more about these people, you realize that it's a gimmick, because you find out a little bit more about who it is that they were romantically connected to. And you Libras are just like, nah, because you get it. There's no way that a person is going to deal with all these dysfunctional people have a whole history of dysfunctional people. The relationships that they've had, all of them ended disrespectfully. They going out the door ready to, you know what I'm saying? Ready to kick down the door. And then they jump to you, Libras, and think that you're gonna be easily understood. You Libras are gonna be able to show them something that they've never seen in their life. They never bothered to look. So there's no way that they're gonna actually make such a big leap from the dysfunction that they have experienced all the way up to you. It's no way. Too out of their league. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to over 100K. Yo, 17,452 subs. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop my videos.